Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mystical Island. My name is Shiho, and this is my co-presenter Miwa. We will guide you to Mystical Island, Miyajima.
At first, I'd like to tell you about the basic information of Miyajima. Miyajima is a very famous island. It is located in Hiroshima Prefecture in Western Japan. The population of Miyajima is only 2,000 people with about 500 deer living on the island.
Tonight, we will guide you to famous places of Miyajima, history of Miyajima, and essential Japanese religions.
Please enjoy our presentations.
At first, I will introduce Itsukushima Shrine. People cannot hear Miyajima without thinking of Itsukushima Shrine. Every day, lots of tourists visit this shrine, but Itsukushima Shrine is not only for tourists. Itsukushima Shrine represents culture and history of Japan. Tonight, I will focus on physical aspects of Itsukushima Shrine, metaphysical aspects of Itsukushima Shrine, and history of Itsukushima Shrine. Let me begin physical aspects of Itsukushima Shrine. Why is there a gated entrance to shrine? The reason is to set apart the sacred area of the shrine from the worldly area. Usually, the gate stands on the ground, but Itsukushima Shrine's gate stands in the ocean because Itsukushima Shrine worships an ocean god. When visitors see gate and shrine, they get a strong impression because gate and shrine are bright orange in contrast with marine blue. The height of gate is 53 feet and weight is 60 tons. As you can see, this gate is huge, and this gate is the symbol of Itsukushima Shrine. Next, let's look at shrine features. This picture is the main hall. Main hall is the center of Itsukushima Shrine. It is displayed goddesses of Itsukushima Shrine. In front of main hall, there is floor of worship. Here is a place people worship for goddesses of Itsukushima Shrine. Itsukushima Shrine has many great pieces of art. Most of them selected as national treasures. The most famous work is Heike no Kyo, which is beautiful scroll. Verses were written in gold paint and color. Paper is also used gold foil and color. As you can see, Heike no Kyo is really gorgeous art. Another famous work is Saie Hyogi, which is round paper fan, also use gold foil. This paper fan used by court noble when they dressed up. Finally, Itsukushima Shrine possesses collection of yoroi or body armor. Yoroi made of leather and copper. Now, I move on to metaphysical aspects of Itsukushima Shrine. Miyajima is also called Itsukushima. Itsuku means honoring gods, and Shima means island. So, people believe gods live in this island. At the beginning of our presentation, we mentioned there are 500 deers in the island. The reason is deer is the messenger of gods. Munakata Sanjoshi is the goddesses of Itsukushima Shrine. Munakata is the name of the place. San means three, Joshi means goddesses. So there are three goddesses, and three goddesses makes up Munakata Sanjoshi together. Let's look at origin and history. Munakata is located in south part of Japan. At the end of 4th century, Japan traded with Korea and China, but people couldn't go easily because the ocean between the China was very dangerous. So people wished for safety of navigation and worshipped Munakata Sanjoshin. Also, Japan has an original religion which is called Shintoism. It mix of attitudes, ideas, and behaviors. Japanese people believe there are many gods on us. For example, the mountain has god of the mountain, and river has god of the river. Therefore, Shintoism relates to spirituality of Japanese people. The image of Japanese character is honest, clean, diligent, and considerate. Historically, Japan has a harmonious society where people can understand one another easily. Also, Japanese people often use this phrase, "Let's throw bad things into the water." This meaning is similar to, "Let bygones be bygones." Generally, Japanese people are generous, so they don't tend to remember bad things. This national character and spirituality is based on Shintoism. Finally, I will introduce history of Itsukushima Shrine. Itsukushima Shrine was established by Emperor Suiko in 593, but this shrine burned down twice, and Kyomori Taira re-established this shrine. So, Itsukushima Shrine has a 1400 years of history. Kyomori Taira was a samurai who had a very low position, but he was favorite person of emperor because Kyomori Taira supported emperor during the emperor's succession conflict. So, Kyomori Taira became high in rank. Therefore, he used his daughter to progress. He made his daughter marry the emperor as a political marriage. In addition, there is interesting legend of Kyomori Taira. One day, he had an oracle in his dream. The oracle said, "If you make a shrine in the ocean, you can be a ruler." He really wanted to have such a power, so he followed oracle's instruction, and actually he became a ruler. This is why he is a very famous historical person. In conclusion, we have two ways of looking at this shrine, such as physical aspects and metaphysical aspects. From the physical aspects, we notice how important cultural assets of Itsukushima Shrine. From the metaphysical aspects, we can learn Japanese spirituality through the Shintoism. Based on them, Itsukushima Shrine has a long history. Itsukushima Shrine is a symbol of Miyajima. Now, you know about the original religion of Japan and a most famous place of Miyajima. Next, my co-presenter Miwa tell you about the island of Miyajima.
Thank you, Shiho. My name is Miwa. Actually, Miyajima has much more than Itsukushima Shrine. I'd like to tell you about the sacred island of Miyajima. Tonight, I will focus on tourist spots, historical shrines and temples, and finally, I'd like to explain fusion of Shintoism and Buddhism. Let me begin tourist spots. Miyajima is very famous as a tourist spot. Over 3.5 million people, including students as well as overseas tourists, visit each year. There is a famous souvenir from Miyajima called Momiji Manju. In Japan, the change of seasons is quite noticeable, so tourists can see the different Miyajima through all seasons. For instance, they can see a firework display in summer. In autumn, the leaves are famous when the trees ablaze with color. Also, over 20 traditional festivals are held there. This is why Miyajima is always full of tourists. Next, I'll introduce a famous souvenir called Momiji Manju. Momiji Manju is the most popular sweet in Miyajima. It is a steamed bun shaped like maple leaf. Momiji means maple leaf. There is a reason why the shape is maple leaf. The history and origin are believed to date from over 100 years ago. Hirofumi Ito, the first prime minister, often visited Miyajima to see the beautiful girl leaves. One day, he dropped into a cafe and met a beautiful girl who served him a cup of tea. When he saw her hands, he said, "I would like to eat your pretty hands like colored leaves. Probably they would be delicious." He joked. The owner heard this conversation, and his phrase gave her an idea to bake a steamed bun in shape of maple leaf. As you can see, the birth of Momiji Manju came from Ito's flirtatious attitude towards the waitress. Now, it is an essential souvenir of Miyajima. All people eat Momiji Manju if they visit Miyajima. Let's talk about historical shrines and temples. There are many historical shrines and temples in Miyajima. Among them, I'd like to introduce 5-story pagoda and Senjokaku. They are important national cultural assets. The 5-story pagoda was originally constructed in 1407 and restored in 1533. This shrine is 92 feet tall. The 5-story pagoda has important cultural properties for Miyajima. However, tourists cannot see them because they are not allowed to enter the pagoda. To protect the fragile properties from damage and bright camera flashing. Now, let's move on to Senjokaku. Senjokaku is located next to 5-story pagoda. Senjokaku means hall of 1,000 tatami mats, about 1,800 square feet, so it is very large. Senjokaku is actually the largest structure on Miyajima. It is built by Hideyoshi Toyotomi, who dominated the whole country in the 16th century. He built this hall to console the souls of the people who died in the civil war. It is said that he summoned 1,000 priests in Senjokaku and had them chanting a Buddhist sutra. Upon the death of Hideyoshi, there was no ceiling and no outer gate. So it is believed that the construction of the building was not completed and is accepted as it is. Both structures have historical properties, so they have been designated as important cultural assets. By the way, why were shrines and temples established in the same place? It shows fusion of Shintoism and Buddhism. In Japan, two main religions, Shintoism and Buddhism, have coexisted since middle of the 7th century. There is a reason why the shrines and temples were established in the same place. All of the people didn't accept Buddhism when Buddhism introduced to Japan in the 7th century from China, because there was already a native Japanese religion called Shintoism. However, many people thought that if we believed in both religions, they could get more blessings or benefits from God and Buddha. To accept them without inconsistency, the concept called Honchi Suijak was developed. Honchi Suijak is the idea that the Buddha changes his appearance into Shinto gods and they appear in front of people. So if we pray to Shinto gods, it means we also pray to Buddha at the same time. This cooperation is an example of how Japanese tend to accept multiple religions rather than choosing just one. Finally, Miyajima was chosen as a World Cultural Heritage Site in 1996. To be chosen as a World Cultural Heritage Site is not easy. To be registered, there are 6 possible standards. Let's look at other World Cultural Heritage Sites. The Great Pyramid of Giza meets 3 standards, and the Statue of Liberty meets 2 standards, while Miyajima meets 4 standards of the 6. In other words, Miyajima is much deserved island of honor. In conclusion, Miyajima is not just a tourist spot. Miyajima has interesting history and very important assets for foreigners to understand Japanese religious culture. Moreover, Miyajima is a symbol of fusion of Shintoism and Buddhism. In other words, Miyajima is This is why Miyajima is regarded as a sacred island.
Now, we will conclude our presentation. Miyajima is also called Small Japan. There are 2 reasons why Miyajima is also called Small Japan. The first reason is Miyajima is a symbol of Japanese religious culture. There are 2 main religions, Shintoism and Buddhism, have coexist on the island. The second reason is Miyajima has many important cultural assets, such as Itsukushima Shrine, 5-story pagoda, and Senjokaku. Miyajima is the icon of Japanese heart. We hope you will come to visit Miyajima. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
How far is Miyajima from Mukogawa Women's University?
The question is, how far is Miyajima to Mukogawa Women's University? I think about 250 miles. Maybe. Sorry.
Does anyone have any more questions?
Yes.
Have you been there?
The lady wants to know how we been to there. Yes, we went there when we was a child, and after we go back to Japan, we will go to Miyajima together.
Does anyone more any question?
Yes.
Is a pagoda a religious building, a religious symbol, or is it secular?
The lady want to know. The pagoda is religious property. Yes. It's shrine, but the 5-story pagoda also worship piece of bone in Buddha. So it shows fusion of Shintoism and Buddhism.
Does anyone have any more questions? Thank you for listening.